Yes people, what is happening? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Wire series. Season 3, Episode 3, and this one is called Dead Soldiers. Last episode we saw a bunch of small key elements play out in different ways. We saw that this, first of all, this Marlowe guy is not fucking backing down. He heard Bodhi say the name Barksdale and he knew exactly who he was fucking with, and he let him know in no uncertain terms he's carving a piece for himself. Come for him and it's beef. I mean, when Bodhi gives that word back up to Stringer, if Stringer was any sort of boss, this is where you have to take a hard line. This is where you have to incorporate that street shit. If you're truly trying to be the kingpin out here, you can't let someone disrespect you on that level and there be no kickback. You have to tear them off that corner. As soon as Bodhi tells Stringer should send everyone he's got to that corner and tear them off it. You have to do it with a certain level of ruthlessness, otherwise you will allow them to gain a certain amount of power until they can compete with you in either manpower or resources. When that happens, if they are such minded, they will tear you off your shit, and you'll wish you tore them off theirs when they were still on that one little corner talking that good shit. Cutty, I know his name now, Cutty, has came home and is trying to keep legit. Life seems to be throwing him so many fuck this shit, I'm going back to crime curveballs. You know, the guy's just taking that weight from him, not giving him his money, and then him having to just get a random landscaping job which could end badly. I've just got a feeling this poor character's trajectory is on a one-way ride back into that life. Where he lands when he gets there, who fucking knows? He looks like he can handle himself, and he was clearly a feared man back in the day. Whether that's still in him, or whether institutionalization has pacified him, I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then there was the whole misconfusion with Cheese and his dog. I feel so bad for Daniels, Bunk, McNulty, all the people that thought they were getting some huge thing on the phones. I guess they should have known better when they realised that they'd had radio silence up until that point, and then all of a sudden the guy's talking about killing. Surely something must have twigged in their head it wasn't quite right. But I guess the problem when you're dealing with gangs who always use slang is that you will come to assume they are always using slang. Dog is quite a common term for friend and you know, ghetto America. And yeah, that was a series of unfortunate events for the police there, but I'm sure they'll recover. The only thing I feel really bad for was because literally Rawls was like giving Daniels a pat on the back going like, you really showed me something with this. And you very rarely see Rawls heap praise upon anyone, so I was very happy that he got in Rawls' good books, and obviously this is an instant back out into the dunce cap group now that they fucked up that investigation. Speaking of McNulty, he went to see his first girlfriend, not Shardine. I don't know whether or not she'd even seem to truly give a fuck if he had been murdered or not. I hope she does and she thinks about it and she calls the number. I've got a feeling she might just go back to Stringer and say like, police were inquiring as to the true causes of D'Angelo's death. And I'd like to see how Stringer reacted to that information also. So yeah, I'm loving this season so far. It's setting up so many little interesting things. Looking forward to this episode. This is number 3 of season 3, Dead Soldiers. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Notice he's got the jacket unbuttoned now. It's like he's stopped caring to some degree.
Gotta hit the head.
I wonder what they're all so apprehensive about. I didn't fully see what they were walking toward there, but it's clearly something they're all quite nervous about.
You'll pass. You're just riding you now. Next week is somebody new.
Is this just the stress they're enduring from having to deal with these councilmen breaking their balls about the statistics? Or is it like the councilman is breaking Rawls and Burrell's balls, so Rawls and Burrell are kicking that down to the majors, and the majors are all just getting so much stress just now? I think that's what's happening.
Sir, I deployed my resources per your instructions. We've beefed up foot patrols. We have our plainclothes squads on 12-hour shifts.
And the corners stay full.
It's funny, everyone demands answers without anyone offering solutions. Do you know what I mean? The councilman demands answers from Burrells and Rawls, but he doesn't offer any solutions. Rawls demands answers from these majors, but he's not offering any solutions.
You now command the Eastern District. Major Taylor, you are relieved. Take the podium.
Just fired him like that. Well, fired him from a certain position. He's obviously still a major, but I mean, that guy won't even be unhappy he's been told to step down. And you can tell this is all because of the pressure applied to them by that councilman. He's pressuring them, so they're pressuring the majors. As Herc and Carver were talking about in season 1, indeed shit does roll downhill, and can sometimes trickle depending on diet. I sort of saw both sides of their points of view in that very philosophical argument that I will never forget from season 1. I'd like to thank them for embedding that into my psyche so that until the day I die, somewhere in my brain, Herc and Carver occupy a minute space of memory discussing the consistency of shit on a downward slope.
And I'm like, nigga, if you want to sell me a new car, you better really sell it to me.
This has got to be Omar straight away. I like Omar's new little team. It's a little tight team of 4, but they get the fucking job done.
They feeling it now.
They protecting the fuck out of it too. You see what you wanted?
Yeah, man, but they got the whole second floor bolted up.
Shit, Omar doing some reconnaissance.
No way through the front?
Not now. But come tomorrow morning, they gonna scale back down to the 3-man skeleton crew, you feel me?
But I wonder when they scale back down to the 3-man skeleton crew if most of their product will have been removed from the building. You would assume that would be what would merit the switch in numbers. They should have made me the 5th member of this team. I'm always the what if guy.
So that's a cop shooter?
Yeah, not much to him.
Ah, right. I was wondering why he was absolutely brutally beaten, but yeah, shot a cop. Guaranteed the police did that to him.
Injuries were sustained while patrol officers were effecting pursuit and arrest of aforementioned suspects.
I mean, literally, the police can just get away with kicking the shit out of someone in a cell. Just type it up like that.
I want that gun back.
Sir.
They don't have a departmental weapon on the street. You know, as a principal. Look.
Damn, so they got to track down a departmental weapon just because it's left in the street somewhere. That will be an absolute goose chase. Funk just begrudges life in general. It's so relatable.
The way it turned out, they the ones that fucked up.
How come?
Police let it slip cheese plate in on some talkies. Tried to pin a hit on him.
So funny. Fucking idiots.
Can't mistake your leg for pussy. So they had
I mean, this just proves Stringer Bell is a psychopath. The fact he did not just instantly crack up upon hearing that news shows how much of a psychopath he is. You absolute emotional void.
You wanna know what kills more police than bullets and liquor? Boredom. They just can't handle that shit.
They always got to be on something. You never see a police officer just sitting back going, well, everything's solved. In their defence, everything never is solved, so I can see both sides of it.
What's the closest school to here?
Stewart Hill Elementary.
It's at least 8 blocks.
Okay, I like to think I'm a fairly perceptive person. From season 1, I have always assumed the badges on the heads of the hats are symmetrical, and in that single scene there, I for the first time realised that it actually specified their job titles below said badge. That is very helpful. I wish I'd have clocked that sooner.
Did come on in. Grab a chair.
Watch your wallet if you do.
What's Littlefinger scheming at this week? I will learn his actual character name. I'm not going to call him that for the duration of the show.
Felonies are up. We got patrol vacancies out the ass. Even more coming at the year-end retirements.
And this is coming from His Honor?
What is his scheme this week?
Call the personnel office and they'll confirm that the class is delayed until next year. You get that much, you can come back to me for a couple of quotes.
So yeah, his game plan seems to all be against the mayor just now, trying to work with Burrell behind the mayor's back. I guess his ultimate goal is to become mayor, which is hilarious because it so mirrors his character from Game of Thrones. Playing politics amongst other chess pieces to hopefully work your way up to the king position. It's his whole MO. I bet he got those roles in those shows by doing the same thing with his fellow actors. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's a great actor.
Let narcotics work up those prosecutions. After that, we're on to new business.
You don't look like much.
He's dropping bodies.
So I wonder if this is the guy who like shot them 5 people and then killed a couple people last episode, Prince K. Is that the guy? To what motivation? He doesn't seem to have a money motivation. He ain't robbed none of these people. He's just shot them and walked away.
Go about their shit like we were never anything to take seriously in the first place?
Kima's in a bad mood after cheating on her girlfriend.
I want an investigative strategy mapped out by week's end.
Prince K is the only picture they've got on their board just now. Why? I thought they were like working towards Stringer, Prop Joe, Cheese, like you would have thought the board would have been scattered with these names and faces. They've got one person up there. Is that going to be their investigation this season? This Prince K guy killing everyone? I suppose he is killing a lot of fucking people, so makes sense. He's essentially a serial killer. Oh, please find something, mate. The injustice of D'Angelo's death still infuriates me to this fucking day. Surely he knows now that it's murder though, because that little experiment, even though it looked stupid, shows that the knot wouldn't have slipped up as he slid. I think that's what he was testing it for, I hope.
Good shit, right?
That cop's got a great sense of humour.
You tell him you've no idea how it leaked. Trust me, you're covered on this.
How often do you hear Burrell just go, shit? Fucking hell, man. Burrell should have never got this guy to fix his 20 patrol cars. He should have just took the ball break-ins at the meetings or whatever it was between the council and the police.
Just trying to find your sister, that's all.
She ain't for you no more. She ain't for none of our kind.
What the fuck does that mean?
County knows look down on all us city niggas with. She a teacher.
That doesn't necessarily mean that she's looking down on people just because she chose to go and do something somewhere else. Maybe she is like that, but maybe this person's just annoyed she left.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, have you seen this little girl? This my baby.
Oh shit, is this Prince K?
Please, she's only 4 years old.
I ain't seen your little
She's
girl.
only
You gonna
4
have to
years old.
back up.
Please, just take a look at her. Please, just
I
look
ain't
at
seen
the
your
picture.
girl.
How do?
Fucking hell, that's how quick it is. They are such a good little team.
Hey, where that, man?
Back there.
He'll fucking do it. People know of Omar's reputation now, like, there is no point resisting. You're getting shotgunned in the fucking leg. I had the feeling something might not quite go as planned in this robbery. The fact that they had little intel because they couldn't see into past the wooden boards and shit. Uh-oh. Oh shit. This is about to get messy.
Go! Go! Clear!
Omar saw it coming though. We got a full-on gun battle now, shit.
Yo, go!
Oh fuck. Damn, that shotgun's dead at that range as well. Ah, someone's taking a bullet. They're kind of pinned down. How are they actually going to get out of this? Oh shit, tell me she's not dead. Oh, she is instantly dead. Shit. Good shot. Well, one dead on each side. What a calamitous robbery that ended up being. Those boards on the upper windows that they couldn't see into ended up really fucking them over. Rest in peace to one of the team. They are now a trio.
This was a budget question. I was directed to delay that class.
Yeah, you took the hit then. You're taking the hit now. And I thank you for both, Commissioner.
Burrell's getting thrown under the bus no matter what one he tries to get on. They're both just like, fuck you, Burrell.
Suckers got me chasing one gun through a city full of them.
Oh wow, it's Bunk's job to locate the police gun.
2 down in the street.
Ray Cole's up.
Cole is in court today.
God, this is going to be like a really high murder rate season, isn't it? Like, this is statistically just going to make the fucking police department look so bad. All these murders are happening everywhere. I don't know the ladies' names yet, but I like how her friend instantly killed the dude that killed her, got a heart shot, one hit kill, instant revenge. Eye for an eye. Cool.
Don't massage anything, don't sex anything down, we give him the fucking truth.
What about Comstat, boss? They'll rip you.
It's $5 to my 30, right?
He wants to give them the absolute truth, and they can't really do anything about it because he's getting his early pension and bouncing.
I wish we were making more of an impact. But doing what we're doing, it's clear that's not the case.
Major Colvin, I'm under the impression crime is down in the Western.
I love the fact he's just being so brutally honest.
Sometimes the gods are uncooperative.
Uncooperative? This is a cooperative effort, a cooperative department.
Is he going to get fired before he can get his pension?
You got the real stats and projections somewhere else. Someone's just outside the door with them, right? A stripper, maybe. That would be nice.
Gotta love Rawls' sarcasm.
I wish we were doing better platitude that's meant to fool maybe a 6-year-old girl into thinking you're doing your job. Well, she's left the room, Major Colvin.
He might actually get fired.
I don't care how many years you have on this job. If the felony rate doesn't fall, you most certainly will. The gods are fucking you. You find a way to fuck them back.
What sort of advice can he do with that? Fuck the gods back. Okay, thanks, Burrell. Can see why you got to where you are. Stellar advice like that.
She look like a player? Bystander? Right in the middle of it all if she was.
Sexist motherfuckers fingering her as a bystander. She's one of the most gangster people you would have ever have met.
Yo, my turn to be Omar. No, give me.
My turn to be Omar. Fucking hell. That's a shame for the next generation.
Your number's way down, fruit. Way down.
That's Barksdale's people. And they clipping the dope fiends coming up Fremont.
Alright, so that's a response just shooting dope fiends.
I just want to move. Take the youngins with you. Give them a workout.
Alright.
So far, I really like this Marlowe guy, even though I'm Team Barksdale, yeah, Team Avon the Don. Not Team Stringer, not Team Prop Joe, I'm Team Avon the Don. If I had a secondary team, you know how some people like support their local team and then support like a bigger team so they can still enjoy first class football? So like, my local team is Barksdale, but if I want to watch another team, I'll watch Marlowe.
What about you, Bunny?
I don't know. Thought I might legalize drugs.
Is he serious? That would be fucking mad. I don't even know if he's joking or serious anymore. He seems to just give less of a fuck every scene we see him in, and it's beautiful to see. Of course he's disenfranchised. Look at the system around him.
Nobody give a fuck about 40. Nobody remember 40, and y'all niggas is giving me way too many 40-degree days. What the fuck?
Stringer Bell flips. Like, he never did this in season 1. He was always cool, calm and composed, and Avon was there to like flex on the soldiers. But now that Avon ain't there, I guess he feels like he has to step up more aggressively towards them.
Hey, y'all film me on this?
Yeah. You show up, you hit him like a motherfucking... Like a 40-degree day.
Oh, shit. He's not got the smartest people to instruct just now. Well, at least that dude in the middle didn't seem to know what the fuck he was talking about. But they're doing their jobs. They're killing people, protecting the stash house, killing people that are working for Marlowe, doing their thing. Is this Cutty's ex-girlfriend or something?
Done. And of course, if we could get some help at the courthouse, it would go a long way.
Hey. If you're going to try to dig your way out of this, don't make me your show.
My department is bringing you casework that goes nowhere.
I almost feel bad for Burrell. Almost.
Oh, for Christ's sakes!
Jesus! At least pretend you're on the same side. Steven, you and I are both going to be counting votes this time next year. Do something to help our sorry asses.
Never thought the mayor would actually be a voice of reason.
I don't think any of us wants to have to get a real job.
Oh, that cheered them all up. That made them all chuckle. You fucking cunts.
But Burrell, though, you're vulnerable on crime, Clarence. You need to set some deadwood adrift.
This is already starting to make Burrell's position put to risk. My question would be, who would they put in place of Burrell? Please don't tell me it's going to end up being Valchek. Jesus Christ.
There are better people out there for the council.
She's on the team, Odell. Just like my police commissioner. I value loyalty.
Wow, the hypocrisy of all this shit.
Rawls and Forrester have crawled up into my backside, and they're gonna stay there until you find Dozerman's gun.
I'd like to know what Landsman actually does. He seems to be the guy in the murder precinct that just fucking leans over everyone and reminds them what job they should be doing. He looks like he's gonna be in position to fucking be fast-tracked up to like the leader of that unit next as well, because he's always brown-nosed. And I find him such an irritating fuck. And I've never seen him solve anything himself except that one time after Kima got shot, he found a fucking jumper.
D'Angelo Barksdale was not a suicide.
Did ME tell you that?
He didn't need to.
Oh, so he has figured it out.
Cedric is under a lot of pressure to use this unit to get the murder rate down, so for now, Stringer Bell's jacket belongs in narcotics.
Don't think about the murder rate when trying to solve D'Angelo's death.
I thought you were all about the best case possible.
When it's there, I am.
McNulty's so right, but they also kind of make a good point. His evidence so far is kind of weak. I don't know if you could get a person that analyses bodies to double check that double neck bruise. I've no idea how it works. McNulty knows the truth though, which is good to see. Omar with a bit of self-punishment there, because that woman was killed, I'm assuming. It's a shame to see. I had to do that with a joint once when a policeman walked past me. Just out of instinct, I clenched it into my fist in a ball. Had a big bubble blister on the inside of my palm, but I did not get stopped. He smelt the air, looked down at my clenched fists, and then kept walking. True story.
It was my fault. You hear me? Sorry, yo.
That don't do nothing for me.
I mean, you reap what you sow. They are robbing drug dealers. I do sympathise, but fucking hell, they play a dangerous game. These are the real-life repercussions of trying things like that, with serious people dealing narcotics sitting on a lot of money.
All that shit is just fine. Until one day it ain't. One day it's... you should have a regular job.
I never thought Kima would be down at the train track having beers with McNulty at night instead of Bunk. Bunk will feel so betrayed.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Jesus. I'm turning into McNulty.
You kinda are a little bit, Kima. Going and hooking up with chicks at the bar and that, rather than hanging about with your wife and baby. Looking sharp, my man. Is this him going to try and say what's up to his lost flame?
Nah, man, you know I can't.
Oh, times like these, honey, you have to shine. In your face, in your clothes, and in your pocket.
Man, they are making me like this dude so much. I hope his story ends well. Because the last time Wired done this to me, they slit the dude's throat.
Couple of faces. Not many.
Yeah, you gotta wait for a year, the whole world changes up.
Yeah, I wonder what they make of this new thing where they're like not operating in a specific area anymore, they're just picking corners.
Collapsed in the gym at the Central District this morning. On a fucking Stairmaster.
Well, how is he?
Stairmaster.
That's how quick it can happen, unfortunately. Sometimes the human body is so durable and sometimes it is so fragile. Life is fleeting. Let's all enjoy ourselves while we're here, folks. Oh wow, what the fuck is this shit? This is Marlowe's guys, because all Marlowe's guys wear white t-shirts and blue jeans.
Come on, we out of here.
That was a quick beating. If you're Stringer Bell, what do you do in this situation? They have chosen violence. Surely you respond with quick, sudden, large-scale, annihilation-level violence, if you can.
We see Barksdale cruise on a few corners, but no one seems to be beefing with him. What's up with all this brotherhood?
Well, we keep the lid on tight. You know, they know we're not their friends, and they damn well know that we'll take it to them if they don't behave.
Of course, Hawk assumes it's due to his stellar police work and not some new deal being struck up between the East and West.
Gotta go.
Kima barely even flinched, Carver. I reckon she'd fuck you up, bro.
You're late, Sergeant.
I had a couple downtown detectives in my shop. They were confused and required assistance, sir.
At least you can make your little flex squad laugh, Carver. They do way better police work than you, though.
But if they move to these areas, away from the residential streets, away from commercial areas, away from schools, if they take their shit down the road, they go about their business without any interference from us.
I really like his stance in this shit.
Once they've been down there a bit and they're used to putting their feet up and playing with the remote, then we move. Then we go back and we do police work.
He makes a very good point. I like this guy's strategy. He seems like he's a very intelligent major who actually cares about trying to do good, actual police work.
I suppose you got a Lex?
Nah, girl. Got a bus pass.
You at the game then?
Yeah. Doing a little landscaping right now, but trying to figure things out.
I hope she's impressed by that. She'll probably remember him being a really serious dude back in the day.
I don't be wearing a suit.
You look good in it still.
You look good too.
You know, they bought a lot of folks out with early retirement in Parks and Rec.
She quickly changed the subject there.
It was good seeing you.
Oh, she's being so helpful, but to him, she's what kept him going inside, and to her, she's lived 14 years of a different life. And it's tough because he's came out with her being on his mind that entire time, and she's just had another life to live in the same time. It's a shame when that shit happens.
Ready, man. My maintenance man.
Ready to put some work in?
Born ready.
Snitching? Fuck that, Bubs.
Hey, nah, man. You better lift 500-pound radiators.
Johnny has more of a principle towards snitching than Bubbles. Bubbles is just down for whatever can get him heroin that night at this point. I missed the rare glimpse of the Bubbles that could have been we saw near the end of season 1 when he was trying to get clean.
Yeah, he know who the fuck I am.
Yo, Shreen, she said...
Not now.
Look, he said not now. I gotta go.
Ah, I thought she was phoning McNulty for a second there.
Marlo, it's a problem, String.
I was wondering if Stringer was even going to get involved in this, because it seemed like it was just going to be contained for a while between Bodie and them other guys on the corner and Marlowe, but now Stringer knows some shit has to be done. If you're a good leader, this is the point where some shit has to be done, like right now, tonight. Arm everyone.
Hey, you got your class. And probably scored points with Royce out of sheer loyalty, right?
He's always got an angle. Who is on the pool table? That was interesting camera work. I just don't know who the fuck it was.
He put down some good cases and he dogged a few bad ones. But the motherfucker had his moments.
Is this Cole? Is he actually dead? I refuse to believe this.
Well, we turned and shook as we had a look.
Even Bunk's getting into the song.
15 minutes later, we had our first taste of whiskey. Now his uncle's giving lectures on ancient Irish history. The master telling jokes and
I like the fact they all know the Irish song. Has Cole died? Did they literally take him to the bar, sit him on that pool table and have a wake around his dead body? I'm so confused. Can you do that? What if you want a game of pool? I have so many questions. Can you trick shot it off the dead body for extra points?
Wake up and die right, you cunt.
Sometimes these high-level police are so college fraternity-like in their actions. Like when McNulty just slung the beer bottle at the train tracks and shit. Are they staking out her funeral? Omar's coming back for these motherfuckers. I can't believe they're staking out the funeral though, that's fucked up. I knew he'd be there. Okay, and that was episode 3 of season 3 of The Wire, Dead Soldiers, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Dead Soldiers, what did I think of that? Another great episode building up season 3. My favourite plot thread so far in this season is this whole thing that's popped up with Marlowe. Just digging his heels in the sand for his territory and letting them know in no uncertain terms that, you know, it's going to be warfare. And they literally attacked Bodie and all them on the corner with bats. Now obviously that's a non-lethal decision, but still, now that Bodie has told Stringer Bell it's a serious problem, I assume it's going to escalate from here. Fuck knows how it's going to go, but it's going to be exciting to see it pan out. I feel really bad for the woman who was shot. That being said, robbing drug dealers is probably one of the most dangerous sub-professions in all the criminal underworld. And if you're doing that, whoever's door you go through has a right to defend their life, defend their money, defend whatever they're sitting on. And some people are prepared for the day where someone tries to go through their door. And if you go through the door of the wrong place and your whole MO is to rob drug dealers, and as a result you get shot, it's kinda part of the life you chose. So I feel really bad for her, and I guess technically, I mean, Omar feels guilty. It was all of their faults. They're all adults. Everyone can say yes or no, and Omar decided to move on it without doing the correct intel. They couldn't get access to see what was happening in the upstairs floors, and they paid for that dearly, because that's where the backup was, the armed backup. That being said, rest in peace to her, and I'm looking forward to seeing Omar exact his, no doubt, revenge. But yeah, it is part of the game. And again, I do not know his character name yet, but we see Littlefinger weaseling away, just fucking playing people off against one another, and you can tell he has much bigger ambitions than his current position. I believe he sees himself as a future mayor of Baltimore, and I think he's working toward that end. Exercising any power he can to lean on people to get them to work for him, to play them off against another person, to piss one person off, to perhaps get them fired to move him up. I don't want to spoil Game of Thrones, but I am so used to seeing this dude do this. If I ever met him in real life, I would be so suspect of him. Do you want me to buy you a cup of coffee? Why, Littlefinger? Is it poisoned? It's a beautiful day outside, we should go to the beach. Why, Littlefinger? Do you have an army of crab assassins waiting for me down there? It's just how the dude rolls. And rest in peace to Cole. We didn't see much of him, to be honest, but you know, I don't see how that's going to impact the overarching story, but it does show, I mean, they maybe just wanted to write about the fragility of life, and that is definitely an example of how quickly it can just go. Everything you work for, everything you're looking forward to, everything you've done, it's just gone. I don't want to get into religious beliefs, but I do respect everybody's religious beliefs as long as they're not trying to like hurt their fellow human being because of them. But me personally, unfortunately, typical British person, boring atheist, to me that is the fragility of life. It can all be gone forever in a second, which makes everything you do way more important. Or makes it completely pointless, you know, depends on your mood that day. And yeah, unfortunately I don't know this other major's name yet, but the one who operates Flex Squad. I like that he's trying to take new approaches, but I've got a feeling that these approaches will in some way perhaps come back to bite him in the ass. Like, I don't like how quickly he's mentioning in 6 months he can collect his 30, which is 30-year pension, so he can retire early. I don't like how he keeps mentioning it. 6 months is still a long time to fuck up and get fired. And they threatened him with his job. Could you fire someone legally 6 months before they can start collecting their pension? Now that I think about it, it doesn't seem like something that could be justified legally without serious cause. Otherwise, many places would do that to people just to be able to stop them getting their 30-year pension. Another thing that could be easily exploited by evil people. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode because Avon's in sight. Stringer Bell, he likes to, you know, flex aggressively now that Avon's gone, so he can like show a bit of fist on table dominance over his soldiers. He has to now show how he can show his power. He has to show his power to Marlowe, or risk Avon coming out of jail soon and seeing that his share of the market has been reduced due to weakness. And that's the problem. Like, when you're doing mathematics on a page about market share and all that, weakness isn't one of your equations. Like, getting shot in the face isn't written on the piece of paper. There is two sides to this game, and Stringer Bell better show that he is aware of both and knows how to utilise his mind in both realms, or he will forever be a mathematician masquerading as something that he never was and never will be. And that knowledgeable side of it is so important, but it's not what you need in a leader, and it's not who you want to handle things. As Proposition Joe said earlier, like, Avon's the one you want with you when shit hits the fan. Well, Avon isn't there, it's Stringer Bell. So let's see how he handles it now that shit is hitting the fan with Marlowe. If you would like to see Stringer Bell get thrown into a fan blade, click like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and ring the bell to be notified as to when they are dropping. Sorry, I just couldn't get the vision of Stringer Bell getting shredded in a fan blade out of my head as I said that last sentence. If there's anything you want to talk about, or just shoot the shit, recommend me something in future, comment down below. And share this video around to anybody you think might appreciate it or want to watch this series along with us. My Patreon link is down there in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to exclusive polls and posts. You get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance. And you also get access to full-length versions of all my reactions. You just sync up your copy of The Wire to my full-length reaction, bang, we're sitting, watching The Wire, chilling. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.